There's a little fly going around your kitchen right now, and you've already decided what it is. You've probably decided wrong. 4 different flies turn up in American kitchens. They look near enough identical at that size, and every one of them needs a completely different fix. So people spend a fortnight cleaning the fruit bowl when the problem was the drain, or they scrub the drain when the problem was a plant pot, or they set out 10 of those vinegar traps and the flies keep coming, because the trap catches the ones flying about and never touches the ones that are still eggs. Texas A&M's extension people put the whole thing in one sentence. Identifying the fly should be the first step in any control effort. 41 years I did residential pest control, South Georgia up through Alabama. And small flies were the call where I most often walked in, looked in one place, and had it solved in about 90 seconds. Because I knew which fly it was and everybody else had been guessing. Today I'm going to show you how to tell them apart in about 2 seconds using nothing but where they're standing. Then the right fix for each one, and they're all free. And one of these 4 is a warning sign. If you've got that one, it can mean there's a broken sewer pipe under your house. I'll tell you exactly how to know. But there's a mistake at the end that's the reason this comes back a fortnight after you thought you'd fixed it. Stay with me. Forget catching one and squinting at it. The shortcut is location. Where the fly is standing tells you what it is. Number 1, the fruit fly. Where? The fruit bowl, the bin, the recycling, an empty bottle, the sink. How it looks, smooth, rounded, tan or brownish. And the giveaway, obviously red eyes. Not a bit reddish, properly red. Get close or take a photo on your phone and zoom in. What it breeds in, fermenting stuff, overripe fruit, a splash of wine in a bottle, juice under the fridge, a rotting potato at the back of the cupboard. And the number that explains the speed of it. One female lays around 500 eggs, and the whole life cycle runs in under 10 days. 2 flies on Monday is a cloud by the end of the month. And one more thing about fruit flies that catches people out. They're small enough to come straight through a window screen. The mesh doesn't stop them. And they can arrive already in the house, as eggs laid on fruit before you ever bought it. So a spotless kitchen can still get them, and it isn't a reflection on you. Number 2, the drain fly. Where? On the wall or ceiling near a sink, a shower, or a floor drain. Sitting still, not flying much. How it looks. Completely different once you know. Fuzzy, moth-like, gray or tan, hairy body and wings, and it holds those broad wings over its back like a little roof, about 1/8 of an inch. And the behavior is a giveaway. It's a terrible flyer. It flutters a few feet and lands. Virginia Tech's research says they rarely go more than a few feet from where they bred. So wherever you see them sitting, the breeding site is right there. What it breeds in. The slime lining the inside of your drain, not the water, the film on the pipe wall. Females glue the eggs into that gel. One thing worth knowing about drain flies before we move on. They can also breed in places you'd never think to check. Around a broken pipe under a concrete slab, or in a crawl space, and then come up into the house through a crack in the floor. So if you've scrubbed every drain properly and they keep appearing, especially low down or near a wall rather than at a sink, that's worth remembering. And they matter for a second reason. Utah State notes the bodies of dead drain flies can break down into allergens. So a heavy, long-running infestation isn't only a nuisance, it's something worth clearing properly if anybody in the house has asthma. Number 3, the fungus gnat. Where? Around your houseplants. Lifting off the soil when you water them. How it looks. Like a tiny mosquito, dark, delicate, long legs. Not rounded like a fruit fly, not fuzzy like a drain fly. What it breeds in. Damp potting soil, that's it. It's a watering problem wearing an insect costume. Number 4, the Phorid fly. And this is the one to know about. Where? Drains, bins, basements, bathrooms, cracked floor tiles under kitchen units. How it looks. Small and dark, with a humpbacked profile. And no red eyes. That's how you separate it from a fruit fly. But the real tell is how it moves. It doesn't fly across your counter. It runs. Short, scuttling bursts across the surface, then a short flight, then more running. That's why they're called scuttle flies, and once you've seen it, you'll never mistake it again. So, the 2-second version. Soil means fungus gnats. Produce and bins mean fruit flies. Drains mean drain flies or phorid flies. Fuzzy and moth-like is a drain fly. Running in bursts is a phorid. If it's coming from a drain, you need to know which drain, and there's a free test that settles it overnight. The tape test. Tonight, take clear tape and stick it across the drain opening, sticky side down, leaving a small gap at one edge so air still moves. Do every drain in the house: kitchen sink, bathroom sinks, shower, bath, any floor drain, the utility sink, the basement drain. Leave it overnight. In the morning, look at the tape. Whichever one has flies stuck to it, that's your breeding site. The others you can ignore completely. Do all of them, even the ones you never use. A spare bathroom that nobody runs water in is a classic, because the trap dries out and the slime builds up undisturbed. That's it. One roll of tape and a night, and you've gone from treating a whole house to treating one pipe. Now, and here's where most people waste a fortnight. Each of these needs a different job. Fruit flies, find what's fermenting, not the fruit bowl. Everyone checks the fruit bowl. Check the places people forget. The rotting potato or onion at the back of the cupboard. This is the single most common hidden source, and it's caught people out for as long as I've been doing this. Under and behind the fridge, where something spilled. Inside the recycling, empty bottles and cans with a mouthful left in the bottom. The bin, and the lip and the lid of the bin, not just the bag. Under the toe kick of your units. The mop head and the cleaning rags. The bottom of the fruit bowl itself, under the fruit. Then, fruit in the fridge or in sealed containers. Rinse the recycling, take the bin out, wash the bin, wring the mop out and dry it properly. No spray needed. Nebraska's extension people say it plainly. No insecticide is needed for fruit flies. Remove the food source and they're finished. Drain flies, scrub, don't pour. This is the one everybody gets wrong, and Utah State's extensions say exactly why. The larvae hide behind the scum, which makes boiling water, pesticides, and other chemicals ineffective. Read that again. The slime is armor. Anything you pour runs straight over the top of it and down the pipe. That's why bleach doesn't work. That's why boiling water doesn't work. You're washing the outside of the wall they're living behind. So you scrub it. A stiff drain brush, a long-handled bottle brush is fine. Down into the pipe and work it round hard against the walls, right up under the lip where you can't see. You want to physically strip that gel off. Then flush it with hot water. And do the overflow hole too, the little opening near the top of a basin. It's a separate pipe. It's got its own film in it, and almost nobody cleans it. Then check with the tape again in a week. If they're gone, you got it. Fungus gnats. It's the watering. Not a pest problem, a moisture problem. Let the top inch or two of soil dry out completely between waterings. The larvae need constant damp. Take that away and the cycle breaks. And if you want to speed it up, checkmark a piece of mosquito dung in your watering can. Same BTI I talked about in the mosquito video, and it works the same way here. Harmless to the plant, kills the larvae in the soil. Yellow sticky cards near the pots will catch the adults while the soil dries. Phorid flies, and when to worry. Same drill first, find and clean the source. Drains, bins, the gunk under a kitchen unit, a cracked floor tile with something rotting under it. But here's the part I promised you. Texas A&M's guidance is specific. A chronic, heavy phorid fly infestation can be the result of a broken underground sewage line. When everything else has been ruled out and they keep coming, the sewer line needs inspecting by a plumber. So, if you've got small, dark flies that run rather than fly, you've cleaned every drain and bin properly, and after 2 or 3 weeks they're still coming. That's not a pest problem anymore. That's a plumbing problem, And treating it as a pest problem will cost you months. That's a genuinely useful thing to know, and nobody tells homeowners. And here's the bit that makes this the most solvable pest on this whole channel. Every other insect I've covered hides somewhere you can't reach. Roaches in a wall void, bedbugs in a mattress seam, fleas in a cocoon nothing kills. These flies don't. Their entire nursery is a wet, rotting thing sitting in your house. And once you know which fly it is, you can put your hand on it. There's no resistance to worry about, no product to buy, nothing to time or repeat. You find the thing, you clean the thing, and it's finished. That's why I get impatient when I see people spraying for these. You're using a chemical on a problem that a brush in 10 minutes would end permanently. The vinegar trap on its own. It catches adult fruit flies. It's fine as a measure. Fewer in the jar each day means you're winning. But it does nothing to the eggs and larvae in the source. And it does nothing at all to drain flies or fungus gnats, which aren't interested in vinegar. Most people's entire fly strategy is that one jar, and that's why it never ends. Bleach down the drain, covered, runs over the top of the slime, the larvae are behind it. Boiling water down the drain, same. Utah State names it specifically as ineffective for this reason. Chemical drain cleaner, designed to dissolve a clog, not to strip biofilm off the pipe wall, and it's harsh on older plumbing. Fly spray in the air, kills what you hit. There are hundreds more still in the source. You'll be doing it every evening forever. A fogger. Fourth video I've said this in, and it's the same reason every time. The mist can't reach where they're breeding. Ultrasonic plugins. Nothing. Eighth video. Now, one that isn't on this list because it doesn't work. It's on this list because it works far too well in the wrong hands. There's a granular fly bait sold for barns and commercial yards. You'll see it in a shop or a workshop sometimes, sitting in an open saucer, and there'll be thousands of dead flies in it. It's the most effective thing I ever saw for adult flies, and I'll tell you why. It doesn't just poison them. It's got a fly pheromone in it. So it doesn't wait for flies to wander past. It calls them in from the whole building. And here's what the label on that tin actually says, in capital letters. Not to be used inside or around homes, or any other place where children or pets are likely to be present. It's also prohibited in food preparation areas. Where it is legal, it goes in a proper bait station, fixed 4 feet off the ground. And the label says specifically not to put it in piles. A saucer on the floor is every single one of those instructions broken at once. And this isn't a technicality. The active ingredient is a cholinesterase inhibitor, and state agriculture departments have documented dogs poisoned to death by it, over several years, and a bald eagle as well. The EPA signed a formal agreement with the manufacturers about how widely it gets misused. Michigan reclassified it as restricted use because of the harm. I'm not telling you this to frighten you off a product. I'm telling you because you might have seen that saucer somewhere and thought it looked clever. If there's a dog or a child in that building, it isn't clever. It's a hospital visit waiting for somebody. And in a kitchen, you don't need it anyway. Everything in this video is free, and the source is a potato or a pipe, and treating the wrong fly. Which is the whole point of this video. Scrubbing your drains for a fortnight when it was a plant pot is 2 weeks of your life for nothing. And a word about where they came from, because people take this personally, and they shouldn't. None of these 4 are a sign of a dirty house. A drain fly means there's a film inside a pipe, which there is. In every pipe, in every house in the world, unless somebody's scrubbed it recently. A fungus gnat means somebody loves their plants and waters them generously. A fruit fly means you bought fruit. I've found all 4 in houses you could eat off the floor of. A wet organic surface is all any of them need, and every kitchen and bathroom on earth has one. Here it is. You went after the flies you can see, instead of the wet, rotting thing they're growing in. Every one of these 4 insects is the same story with a different address. The adult flying around your head is the last few days of a life that started somewhere damp and organic. In a pipe, in a pot, in a potato, under a fridge. Kill the adults and you get about a day of quiet. Find the source and it's over. And here's the part that catches people even when they do it right. After you clean the source, you will still see flies for a week or two. Eggs already laid, pupa already formed. They finish their cycle regardless. That is not failure. That's the tail end. Keep the source clean and monitor for about 2 weeks. If they're still coming after that, you missed a source. Or, if they're the ones that run, you've got a plumber's problem. So, identify the fly. Find its address. Clean it properly. Wait 2 weeks. Reach for a spray, and you'll be doing this every summer for the rest of your life. One last thing, and then I'll let you get on. Tonight before bed, tape over every drain in the house. Kitchen, bathrooms, shower, the spare bathroom nobody uses, the basement. In the morning, one piece of tape will have flies on it. That's your answer, and it cost you a bit of tape. And while you're up, go and look at the back of the vegetable cupboard. Right at the back, where the potatoes and onions are. If you want the rest of what 41 years taught me, I put a new one up every couple of days. I'll be here.